Well, I told you before the semi-finals day got underway that we were very concerned about Nozomi Okuhara, the current world champion. We said she had injury worries, and in fact, sadly for the home fans, Nozomi Okuhara has pulled out of her semi-final against the two-time former world champion, Karolina Marin. But we will have men's doubles for you instead, and it features the former All-England champions Ivanov and Sozonov up against the Japanese pair of Inoue and Kaneko, who today are contesting their first ever Super Series semi-final. Well, as far as the Destination Dubai rankings are concerned in the men's doubles, 4 of the top 10 pairs have been in a Super Series final this year. And there you can see that the pair of Gideon and Sukamolio up 1 place after being in the final a week ago in Korea. And that means they've been in 4 finals this year. The other mover after winning the Korean Open was Boa Mogensen. They went up 3 places from number 7 to number 4. Well, as far as the men's doubles draw is concerned, well, there you can see from quarter-final stage, 5 different nations involved, 4 of the 6 seeds that started. We lost 2 seeds before play got underway, and at quarter-final stage, 3 Danish pairs, and all 3 Danish pairs were in the bottom half of the draw. We will be seeing that match a little later on, but we are going to start with a very special moment for Inoue and Kaneko, because this today is their first ever Super Series semi-final. Well, the fans here had just been told the sad news about Nozomi Okuhara winning a gold medal in Glasgow at the World Championships. The first gold medal for a player from Japan for 40 years. So that's huge disappointment, obviously, for the home fans. And almost a stunned silence, I think, from the fans that they won't be seeing Okuhara. I can tell you that in the other half of the draw, as far as the women's singles is concerned, it's the defending champion He Bingjiao against the reigning world junior champion Chen Yufei, who today is competing in her first Super Series semi-final, and that's after winning bronze at the recent World Championships in Glasgow. So it's possible in the women's singles, because obviously we know that Karolina Marin is already in the final. She's a left-hander. It is possible that we could have an all left-handed women's singles final. Now, I can tell you that that's only happened 3 times in the history of the Super Series. The last time that we had 2 left-handers in the women's singles final was here at the Japan Open 7 years ago, when Jiang Yangjiao beat Wang Xin in an all-Chinese women's singles final. So that's a possibility in the women's singles. That would be fabulous, wouldn't it? But of course, that's not what the home fans feel, because they just feel desperately disappointed that their newly crowned world champion, Nozomi Okuhara, can't compete. So the Olympic bronze medalist from Japan, sadly out this year, despite the fact that she won this title 2 years ago. And 2 years ago, she won the title in an all-Japanese final, beating Akane Yamaguchi. But we can very much look forward to this men's doubles, obviously with this injury problem to Nozomi Okuhara. The men's doubles players not quite ready yet, because they were going to play on court number 2 after the mixed doubles match that is in progress. And I can tell you, in the mixed doubles match, a little bit of history is being made, because it is only the second time in Super Series history that a pair from India have contested a Super Series semi-final. Pranav Jerry Chopra and Siki Reddy have just dropped the second game, so that's gone to a decider. The previous pair to contest a semi-final was Diju Valiavitil and Jwala Gutta, who were in 2 semi-finals, the Korean Open of 2009 and the China Masters of 2011. They were also in the final, that pair from India, Diju and Gutta, the final of the Super Series finals. But that was after they had lost at the group stage. But here we go. Here come our men's doubles pair. The semi-final featuring the tall Russians, Vladimir Ivanov and Ivan Sozonov, up against the home pair of Takuto Inoue and Yuki Kaneko, the left-hander. So both pairs consisting of a left and right-hander. That always makes for interesting matches. So if you were with us yesterday, you will have enjoyed seeing this Russian pair come through their quarterfinal. That's unless you are a Japanese fan, because they, in their quarterfinal yesterday, came through in 3 thrilling games against the World Championship bronze medalists Komura and Sonoda. I certainly enjoyed watching that quarterfinal. I thought it was a lovely match. Well, I said that the Russians were tall, and Vladimir Ivanov is a giant of a man. Look at him, towering over his opponents, and the umpire for this, Susan Taylor from Australia. Well, 3 of the 4 pairs in the semi-final stage consist of a left and right-hander. Of course, the other pair, apart from these 2, is Bo and Morgensen, winners last week in Korea. So as far as the Japanese players are concerned, what a moment for them. Their first ever Super Series semi-final, and they've done it here at their home event. Went up on Thursday to a career high of 17. And as you can see, Inoue is 22 years of age, and his partner is a year older, at the age of 23. Born in Saitama in the Greater Tokyo area. And as far as they're concerned, well, the last 2 years here at the Japan Open, they've come up against the eventual champions. Last year it was in the second round against Li Junhui and Liu Yuchen. They lost in 3 thrilling games, and of course that Chinese pair went on to win the title, as indeed did their opponents in the first round in 2015. Lee Yongdae and Yu Young-sung. Well, they've been in tremendous form, haven't they? You can see in the first round they played against the 2 left-handers, Orr and Tang, who were replaced from the qualifying draw because of the withdrawal of last year's champions Li Junhui and Liu Yuchen. Quarter-final yesterday against Ong Yu-sin and Teo Yi. 36 minutes for that one, so pretty comfortable all the way through for this unseeded pair from Japan. Both pairs, incidentally, unseeded. Vladimir Ivanov, 30 years of age, born in Chelyabinsk, 197, that's about 6'7". And he was a very fine singles player as well, I can tell you. He was bronze medalist at the European Championships of 2014 in the men's singles, and at those same European Championships won gold with this man in the men's doubles, 28-year-old Ivan Sozonov, born in Sverlovsk in the Ural Mountains. They, as far as their matches are concerned, have had a much tougher route because all of their matches have gone the full distance. In fact, in their second round, they came up against the world champions, Liu Cheng and Zhang Nan. They had to save a match point in that deciding game before winning 24-22. And as I was telling you, that quarter-final yesterday against the World Championship bronze medalists Komora and Sonoda. Well, this will be the first time that these two pairs have met each other. And Susan Taylor of Australia, our umpire, and Benjamin Kuo from Taipei is our service judge. Well, the pair from Japan have been in the Super Series quarter-final, and that was 2 Super Series ago in Sydney at the Australian Open.
On my right,
This is their first
Vladimir
semi-final.
Ivan Sozonov, Russia. And on my left, Takuto Inoue and Yuki Kaneko, Japan. Vladimir Ivanov will serve to Takuto Inoue. Love all. Play.
So what an opportunity for either of these pairs. And of course, the Russians have been in a Super Series tournament before. They won their only previous final. That was the All England Championships last year, where they beat a Japanese pair, Endo and Hawakawa, in a 3-game final. Oh yes, that's a lovely placement of the smash from Yuki Kaneko.
Over 2-1. Service over 2-all. Service over 3-2.
Well, this pair from Japan trying to achieve what no other home pair has achieved before them. And that is a final in the men's doubles discipline here at the Japan Open.
4-2.
Yeah, certainly since the inception of the Super Series in 2007.
Service over 3-4.
was nice. Good rally. Very good play. Kenichi Hawakawa on the coaching bench.
5-4.
And Sakamoto, I think it was, who was a bronze medalist at the World Championships of 2007 in Kuala Lumpur. Always called good. There's a challenge here.
Challenge.
Oh, we're waiting for Hawkeye. I can confirm to you that no Japanese men's doubles pair has ever contested a final here at the Japan Open, going all the way back to the first ever the Japan Open, which of course it all started officially in 1982. So for 36 years, oh, yeah, good call, line judge.
Challenge unsuccessful, one challenge remaining. 6-all. Play. 7-6.
Gone long.
8-6.
Well, the line judge, in their enthusiasm to make that call, I think has knocked one of the cameras that are used by Hawkeye. That's just wide, so the run comes to an end, but those 5 straight points. A good little spell by the Russians.
7-9.
Oh my goodness. I was talking yesterday about his reach and how you've got to really lift the shuttle very high to get it over his head when he's at the front of the court. It's going wide. So it is a 4-point advantage at the mid-game interval in favor of the Russian pair of Ivanov and Sozonov.
Либо назад, либо сетку. И вот эти сбросы в среднюю зону очень хорошо идут. Если нет акцента, плоско, не продавливаем, если нет акцента. Есть возможность, уводим на сетку. Высоко выходишь на сетку, можно на сетку играть. Все это нормально. Если
ストレートにストレート
フォアとフォアラインだったら右左振らん方がいい。今の今の身長高いからワンジャンプ高いからやられるかな。外と場所だし。外のが後ろにいってるから。
Well, the two Japanese coaches indeed, Shuichi Sakamoto and Kenichi Hawakawa, and they were urging their players, be aware of the height of Vladimir Ivanov. You can't hit through him, got to hit over him. You've got to get it high enough. Oh, service fault called. Struck above the waist. Oh, well, I'm not sure I agree with that.
Service over, 13-8. Service over.
It's not only his ability to intercept at the net with that long reach. Obviously, the steepness of his smash is quite incredible. Good pressure, good setup by Kaneko, and good finish by Inoue.
Service over, 11-14.
Longest rally of the match so far.
Service over, 15-11.
Oh, that's very, very well taken indeed from Inoue. Look at that. Super control. Yeah, and that's the problem when you're a tall athlete. When the shuttle comes towards you, you've either got to take it very early, you've got to read what's coming. Good rally again. Or it's so difficult to get out of the way and give yourself the freedom to play the shot. Now, if at all possible, the Japanese pair should be trying to hit into the body, jamming smashes against Vladimir Ivanov. Easier said than done. Yeah, good rally.
17-12.
Some lead now for the Russians. 6-point advantage. Oh, that's too loose. Yeah.
19-12.
Russian coach very pleased with that. Long, and therefore game point opportunities for Vladimir Ivanov and Ivan Sozonov. Only needed the one opportunity.
Game. First
21-12.
game won by Vladimir Ivan Sozonov. 21-12.
Scoreline confirmed by the umpire. Just 15 minutes needed for that opening game.
Все эти моменты, о чем мы говорили, сбросы на сетку легко можете играть, особенно леворукий, он вообще не активен там на сетку, да? Внимательно. Когда леворукий на задней линии, там идет с левой стороны, опять же, да, по линии смеш, вот смотрим. И после приема...
そういうだから落としていいからタクト前、タクトのプレッシャーをどんどんかけていく。で、金子もっと最後にしっかり準備して、で、サードプッシュの一発はもう付き合わない、かわしておくんですね。もう一回こう、一回後ろのロングサーブ使ってもいいから、それでミスってもホールド取られてもいいから、一回二回ぐらいやらんとバンバン来よるから、ロングあるんやってことを見せとかんと、もう一回ここから。そうね。
Russian combination of Vladimir Ivanov and Ivan Sozonov really just running away with that opening game. From 4-6 down. Well, that's nicely done, and I'm absolutely convinced that's what the Japanese pair need to be doing. They need to be hitting in a downward direction. They've got to have one of the two at the front of the court, really putting pressure on the Russian pair. And the Japanese coaches, I'm almost certain, were saying, well, if you lift, it's a really difficult situation. Japanese players will simply not be used to playing against players as tall as their opponents today. So they've got to play in a way and think differently to any sparring games that they may have had. And that's nicely done from Takuto Inoue. Just trying to be a little too cute there. Timing the deceptive topspin. Now that's nice tactics. A change of pace. As I was saying during the opening game, it is very difficult for tall athletes to change direction, to get down low.
Service over. 4-1. Service over. 2-4. Service over. 5-2. Service over. 3-5.
Here's Kenichi Hawakawa. He was in 7 Super Series tournament finals, never won any of them. Playing with Hiroyuki Inoue. Got injured at last year's Olympic Games,
3.
Kenichi Hawakawa. And promptly retired afterwards.
Service over. 4-6.
Well, I remember this scoreline in the opening game. 4-6, and then the Russians won 5 straight points. But that's not going to happen here in the second.
Service over. 7-4.
Oh, behind the back. That's incredible defense. Oh, what a good rally. How on earth did this Japanese pair dig themselves out of trouble? One moment of magic there, the behind the back shot. Look at that. That's incredible. And still they had to defend. And finally, when they got on the attack, they made it count. Thunderous smash to finish the rally. Oh, that's nice.
Service over.
Problem is, he's so tall and he's got such a hard smash that as defenders against him, you take your base position further back in court because you're worried about the power, and then of course you leave yourself vulnerable to that disguised drop shot.
Service over. 9-5.
The court just needs to be mopped of the perspiration. There's Kenichi Hawakawa.
Play.
He was a semi-finalist here 2 years ago with Hiro Yuki Endo.
Service
Lost
over.
in that semi-final to the pair that went on to win the Olympic gold medal. Fu Haifeng and Zhang Nang, of course.
Service over. 10-6.
So to the mid-game interval with a 5-point advantage. Inoue and Kaneko.
素直に上げるんじゃなくて、一回上げてクロスクロス一応ラウンド外に集めてラウンド外に今外にあんまり上げるんやったら最初技になった時になったら外のактивно постараться выходить, и первый удар очень активный, жесткий удар. И на сетке то же самое. Там, если не так сильно, ну зря. Вовка сзади отлично наклонил. Вот. Опускай.
Блин, Вич, давай, Ванек.
Давайте, самое главное активно сейчас нужно.
Well, this man did incredibly well last year. The left-handed Ivan Sozonov, after a very, very serious injury. He ruptured his Achilles tendon during the semi-final of the European Championships
11-6.
last year, and
Play.
still managed 3.5 months later not only to be fit enough to play in the Rio Olympic Games, he and his partner reached the quarter-final stage. Well worked. Oh. Yeah, well, there was almost confusion between the two Russians there.
7-12.
Ivanov decided to play the short lift. Couldn't put it away, but did on his second attempt. Oh, it's landed well in. That's the extent of the sideways drift, because Ivanov felt from the initial angle that that was played that it was going to go wide, but it came way back in. Oh, incredible. Yeah. Well, all credit to the Russians because they kept their focus
Server,
even when opponents are diving. Look at that effort.
8-13.
I'm not quite sure which smash was that smash height.
Okay.
I'm still not entirely happy with the perspiration that was left on the court surface after that dive.
8-13. Play.
That's going well wide. Yeah. And again, an indication of the drift.
Service over.
It came well wide by the sideways drift. Now, the right arm raised means that the umpire is calling for the tournament referee. And tournament referee Carsten Koch from Germany coming on to court. I suspect that the medical team will be brought on. Here comes Carsten Koch. So I suspect after the dive, there's a little bit of grazing on that left knee from Yuki Kaneko. And all blood injuries must be treated immediately. That's the rules of international sport. It's not going to stop him from playing, but given the reasons behind the rules of international sport that blood injuries must be treated, I find it quite extraordinary that the medics aren't wearing surgical gloves. The coaches taking their opportunity to speak to Inoue. Yeah, it's not going to stop him from playing. It's merely that blood injuries have to be treated. I'm not sure how long that plaster is going to last with the perspiration. I'm really not sure if this delay is going to help the Japanese pair, who were on a bit of a roll. Well, the momentum was with them, and this little break may just interrupt that momentum.
Okay, just if it bleeds, you must stop it bleeding. You can take it off, yeah, but you must keep wiping.
Yeah, I didn't think that plaster would last long. It didn't even last long enough to get back onto court.
14-8. Play.
So 14-8 as play resumes.
Oh. Service over. 9-14.
Good return of serve.
Service over. 15-9.
Good rally again. And that was well anticipated by the left-handed Yuki Kaneko.
16-9.
Oh, mistimed that one, so.
Service over. 10-16. Service over. 17-10.
Oh, string's gone, I think, in Sozonov's racket.
Service over.
No,
11,
it's all right.
18. Oh. 12-18.
Yeah, good attacking play.
13-18.
Is it too much of a gap, though, for the Russians to close down? The opponent's only 3 points away from forcing a third and deciding game. Water being handed to the Japanese coaches in anticipation that their players will be playing a deciding game. I hope that's not tempting fate. Oh, well taken. Goodness me.
18.
Well, the little block and follows forwards. Ivan Sozonov. Well. Only 2 points in it.
18.
6 straight points for the Russians. Seven straight points for the Russians.
17-18.
Well, this is extraordinary, isn't it? You never know in sports. That's why we love it. Oh, yes, good attacking play from Kaneko.
Service over. 19.
That will perhaps help to settle their nerves a little. There's good pressure from the front of the court from this man, Sozonov.
18-19.
Well, it's about who can hold their nerve right now with this scoreline. Only 1 point in it. Didn't think I'd be saying that a few minutes ago. Well, the game point opportunities come for the Japanese pair to level this semi-final at 1 game apiece.
18.
Yeah, and they convert. It is indeed 1 game all. 21-18, that second game. Having led 18-10, it all got rather tight and tense in the end.
And Yuki Kaneko, 21-18. 1 game all.
Just shy of 40 minutes into the match, and it's 1 game apiece.
一発でやられるから、そこだけ注意、そこだけ注意。ね。もう一回ここからね、自分でサービス場面集中して。出たりたらさ、やっぱ一歩で上まで取れてしまうから、そこだけ上げる準備とか。でもっとソノフが前にいるときにヘアピン勝負しているって、まあタイミングやってないから、そこに集中してくれ。
Я думаю, что нужно больше это делать. У тебя, когда ты пробивал и выходил вперед. Смотри, например, на плоский. Как ты почувствуешь?
Плоский, медленно летит, нужно жестко его встретить на сетке и все. Тогда будет все нормально. Давай, Ванек. Просто нужно добить активность, чуть-чуть сыграть. Все сразу изменится. Это показатель сейчас был 7 очков просто рядом. Стой.
Именно острое, не пассивными ударами, а очень активными.
Сам, пускай они под нас подстраиваются.
Вообще не надо им давать играть. Все.
Вперед,
То есть не давать им передерживать. И на сетку выходить, тебе надо сетку выходить, и вот это активно пробивать сетку.
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds.
Two courts in action today on semi-finals day. As the players here in the men's doubles return to court, 3rd and deciding game. In fact, the court is going to need to be mopped by the court attendant before we get underway. Why that isn't done automatically in the mid-game intervals, I'm not terribly sure.
Final game. Level. Play.
So 3rd and deciding game. Can this Japanese pair of Takuto, Inoue and Yuki Kaneko create history? No men's doubles pair from Japan has ever made it through to the final here at the Japan Open. Several semi-finalists, but never has a home pair contested the men's doubles final. And to think, prior to this Japan Open, this Japanese pair had only ever been in 1 quarter-final at Super Series level. Yeah, that's good work. Should be pointed out, they've already been in 3 finals this year. 2 titles, winning the Austria International Challenger event and then the US Grand Prix Gold. Beaten in the final of the China Masters Grand Prix Gold. So I like that development pathway. Get success at international challenger events, then move on to Grand Prix and Grand Prix Gold, which is higher than Grand Prix. And then, of course, after Grand Prix Gold success, which they've had, you move on to Super Series, the elite tier of tournaments in the sport of badminton. Oh, this is a fabulous start, isn't it? By the Japanese pair. Real confusion there between the 2 Russians. Oh, yes. I like that change of pace.
Service over, 1-3.
Oh, the lucky nut cord for Kaneko.
Service over, 4-1.
Well, the momentum appears to have swung most definitely in favour of the Japanese pair.
Ivan. Ready to play.
Yeah.
1.
Is it tiredness or is it just disappointment? Only he can answer that.
Very quick. Change and back on.
Oh no, both the Russians toweling down. Oh, service fault called. Racket not pointing in a downward direction, says the service judge.
Service over. 2-7.
Well, unfortunately, we didn't see the actual serve there.
Service over. 8-2.
Yeah, I like that.
Service over.
Just rolled the racket head at the last moment.
8.
Keep the shuttle straight. And so the whole racket movement was suggesting it was going to be played cross-court. Good rally. No, he's missed it.
4-8.
And the court will need to be mopped of the perspiration.
Play. Five, 8.
That's gone long. Oh, this is a bit of a turnaround, isn't it?
6, 8.
Four straight points to the Russians. Oh, that's landed in. Well, there's a challenge here, but I think that landed in.
Challenge called in.
And it is what's unsettling the players is the sideways drift, because they can tell by the way that the opponent hits the shuttle and the initial trajectory of the shuttle whether it's going to go in or out, and then suddenly the drift alters that and brings it back in. Yeah, indeed.
Challenge unsuccessful. One challenge remaining.
So just 1 point in it now. Extraordinary. 6 straight points from 2-8 down, and it's all level again. Yeah, the home fans are doing their best to lift this Japanese pair. It's twice now they've had substantial lead and allowed their opponents back in. Still managed to convert that second game, of course, but that 18-10 lead really shouldn't have ended up as close as 21-18. That's nicely taken.
Service over, 10-all.
Good awareness of opponent's positioning and where the gap was. So who is going to have the advantage at the change of ends? This rally will decide that. Oh, dear me. Service error from Ivan Sozonov. And it is the Japanese pair who have the 1 point advantage here in the deciding game.
Неудобно отдали назад. Ничего они не могут не пробить, ничего. Просто, да? Есть возможность, обострили, сыграли. Все, давай, вперед.
Давай, Ванька, давай.
Time.
So is history going to be made with the Japanese pair reaching the final here at their home event?
11 all.
Or is the experience of the Russians going to prove the deciding factor? Oh, that's well taken. Oh my goodness, the commitment. He was totally off balance when he played that smash, Vladimir Ivanov. Well, what a good smash he played. Look at this. Falling out of the courts with his movement because he was so off balance. Missed it.
13-11.
Good call, line judge.
Service over. 12-13.
Oh, well judged. I thought initially he was going to take that. And Ivanov, after the rally, expressing his disappointment in himself.
Service over. 14-13.
Get short. Yeah, got what it deserved. Well, it is all going to be about the nerves, isn't it?
Service over. 14 all. Service over. 15 all.
Well, the ebb and flow of this match. Point for point, one pair in the lead, then the others. Well, initially, incredible defence by the Japanese pair.
Service over.
How did he get that one back?
All.
Oh, that's a perfect shot from Vladimir Ivanov. Once again, very, very good awareness to just get that past the front court player. So now the Russians back into the lead, but not for long. Such an important point. Such a good point. Oh, I don't believe it! What on earth happened there? Did the attempted kill come off the frame of the racket? That one.
18-17.
And then there was a huge, huge gap on the Russian side of the court. Vladimir Ivanov was feeling the pace of that rally, bent double afterwards. But the jamming, attacking play that I'd been talking about a little earlier against the tall man was shown to be very effective there. Two of them, one after the other.
Shuttle?
Not quite the longest rally in the match. We had a rally at 36 shots in the opening game. Two tantalizing points away from making history. Inoue and Kaneko.
19-17.
No pair from Japan has ever contested the men's doubles final here at the Japan Open. Is that about to change? They only need one more point. There are 3 match point opportunities.
Match point 17.
Can they hold their nerve? Oh, that's well saved by the Russians.
Service over. 18-20. Let Yuki ready faster.
Second Match point has come and gone. Just one more match point remains for this Japanese pair. This time they convert and history is made. 21-19 in the deciding game, and for the first time in the history of the Japan Open dating back to 1982, a home pair will contest the men's doubles final here at the Japan Open. What a thrilling match. And Takuto, Inoue and Yuki Kaneko make history.
21, 21-18, 21-19.
This the final rally. The realization, my goodness me, look at the movement here. It's a wonder he didn't do himself an injury. Goodness. Well, the flexibility of these athletes proven in the celebrations there. But Inoue and Kaneko coming through 12-21, 21-18, 21-19 in the deciding game in an hour and 5 minutes.
頑張ってください。このまま。お願いします。お願いします。金子選手、お願いします。
Third tournament together. So they've got 2 tournament results to have that 122 ranking. In fact, they went up 60 places officially after playing their second tournament, which was last week at their home Super Series event. Now, of course, this is their 6th match because they had 2 qualifying matches. Now, I want to draw your attention to the second round of the qualifying because that pair of Wang Yaxiong and Yu Xiao Han were winners last week of the Korean Super Series. Having to qualify this week, that's extraordinary.